What's up, Terrier Nation? Sports Information Director Jared Plate here with head coach Kyle Mars of the men's volleyball team. And coach, you've been waiting a long time. We finally get to talk about it. Here comes the season in just 48 hours. So, how you feeling?
Really good. The whole program's really excited to get going. This has been about a year and a half in the making for myself as well. We have a lot of freshmen, a lot of young guys that are getting ready to take the court, and they're ready to play.
So this is your first stint as a head coach. I know you were in a GA at Elmira for 2 years. But you've gotten a chance to be here for about a year and a half before the season's gotten underway. So talk to me a little bit about how your coaching philosophy has changed from last year and what you hoped to accomplish in your first year and when the guys actually got on the floor. So how's that changed a little bit?
Yeah, last year was a lot of recruiting for me. Didn't get to coach much outside of the high performance championships for USA. But going into this year, the most important thing that I found is trying to connect with the athletes as much as we possibly can. Just getting to know them, what makes them tick, trying to learn the learner, if you will, because everybody learns at a different speed, So that's been the biggest challenge, and just for me being a first-year head coach, I think that's super important. So.
Awesome. So let's start talking about some of those guys. You brought in a class of 17, and 14 freshmen, a couple of upperclassmen in there sprinkled in as well. Let's start off, talk a little bit about your captains. Alex Anjeski, Jake Lininger are both going to be your captains this year. So talk about what they bring to the table.
Yeah, so Jake and Alex were named captains early last week. They've done a great job of just bringing it every single day, coming to practice and working hard. First and foremost, being vocal leaders with the group. They're not afraid to kind of let the guys know what needs to happen, and echoing what me and Coach Johnny kind of tell the guys when they're on the court. So Alex brings kind of a presence of, he's a boisterous guy. He's a high energy individual. Jake is kind of more of a quiet presence, but he knows how to run the court well. And I think that's something that we need for a setter going into our first year. We need a guy who knows what to do in certain situations on the court to run the offense well. So they both kind of bring their own vibe,
So having a captain as one of your setters probably helps the first year program as well, especially with someone like Jake, who appears to be a really good student of the game. He's also a student manager for the women's team. Talk about what his study habits are like, if you will. I mean, as a setter, you're kind of like a quarterback for a football team. You have to know your players and know your routes, so to speak. So talk about his habits.
Yeah, Jake is always thinking about the game. He's a very cerebral type of player. He asks a lot of good questions, and I think the one thing that he's good at is reading the other side of the court, reading the blockers, and just knowing, hey, here's where I need to put the ball in a certain type of situation. He was the manager for the girls team, so he has that kind of background in taking stats and stuff like that, and kind of knowing how to read an offense and how to read another team's defense as well. He's a guy that we can kind of count on to put us in a situation to get a side out right away. And he's young. He's continuing to get better at that. And I think we're in pretty good hands with him setting the ball. So.
Now, as far as athletes that you've brought in, Alex seems like he might be one of the most decorated as far as a high school career coming in. So talk about what he brings to the floor on that outside and what he can do.
Yeah, Alex comes from a area of the country in western New York where there's some really good high school and club type of volleyball, and he has won a couple of sectional championships at Hamburg High School, and just you can really see it when he comes to the practice gym and we get into our drills. The minute that he takes the court, he competes very well, and he's been in those types of situations where he needs to step up and get a big kill, and he needs to make a big play, and he does that every single day. So I think that he brings value to a first-year team, and that he is experienced in those big type plays and those big stage games.